through for Paper X, and they'll look for that retake. But GE are well set up in this post plan. Harvey's got the Nightfall as well to try to push them away if he wants to go for it, holding it.
But they're playing further back now. Jing would have to really slice up the site with his paint shells.
There's the Nightfall. And again, that starts to slow things down for Paper X, not to mention that kill onto Forsaken. Jing will push his way forward, and Envy is in there as well for a frag. It is just one remaining, and Patman inside the smoke is maybe a little too telegraphed as the Omen. So 3-3 will be the scoreline. It was a nifty trick from GE to pivot back over to C, but this time Paper X get it done.
Yeah, what worked out quite well for GE before would have been some slight misdirection, but you called it very clearly, Jordan. This is a little bit too telegraphed. They saw where the Nightfall was coming from. They kind of knew where the rest of GE were positioned. No one was holding some kind of weird off angle, and that gave Paper X all the initiative that they needed just to launch themselves in the side. I mean, look at the movement from Jing, but also the paint shells. Everyone would push on through from waterfall angle as well, and that's more multiple angles that, unfortunately, GE on their toes makes it really difficult.
Sorry.
Oh, I love it. Both coaches crashing out.
What a cut-off. Would love to hear what we would have said after that, but here we go into round number 7. Showstopper.
Let's watch PRX. Dah lama tak tengok
They're
PRX.
playing to be here though for GE. They are taking space. That sheer wall will slow them down, but
time
has
without you,
threaded the
PRX.
needle here a little bit. I wonder if Paper X are aware.
Masuk tadi dia kurang kena
Might not
bantai
be, but
terus.
Seeker's going to show it off
I mean,
now.
they
Meanwhile,
kena
something
bantai,
just
but then,
continues
but
to
still,
put
you
up a
know.
wall with that up.
Yeah, a bit of a nothing round in the end, unfortunately, for GE, unless there's
Ya
a big
tengok
recovery
PRX
to be
juga. Let's
had.
go.
Something with the op you would
Go
not think would be
PRX.
making a
Go
mistake
dapat.
here, so
Go dapat. Oh shit, my phone jatuh.
Just take their time with things.
They're
Sit on that
just
spike
sitting
like an egg.
here waiting.
well, again, another chance for maybe GE to just have a little bit of a chat. A couple of rounds in a row, things have gone pear-shaped. You don't need to push the issue here in the 2v5. It's very unlikely you're going to win this round, so use this as a quasi-tech pause. Or tech pause, I should say.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's good.
Still staying alert though, stay frosty in case
30
Paper X
seconds
does
left.
decide to swing out at some point. Maybe find some alt points. Yodotan very close to the overdrive, but either way, this
They
is,
lawan Batman. No.
vintage Paper X, I think, as Pilly would put it. The way that they love to, yeah, they're
Hello,
winning out defensive
Crafos.
rounds.
How
just
you
as that's, the best
doing?
called. But it's oftentimes by pushing out on
Aku
extremities,
penting
the
juga
rubble
dah
fight,
dengan
something with the op out towards C.
Cakap orang. Aku
Not
tak
to mention
main.
the B peaks as well. This time more
Right.
supported by flashes
Ah!
from Envy.
4 second. Let's go.
Maybe
Tidak.
overdrive for Yodotan in the next round if
Sheesh.
they want it.
That's bad. Wait, let me lower
And
down
of course for Paper X.
media on your sound. Okay.
Which you would think kind of would be another call to continue to slow down that pace. You can't be setting foot too early on in the round.
Wait,
Paper
Jack,
X
I'm
are just
confused. Is
looking to
PRX
explode
defending?
on a
Oh,
dime.
PRX is
Outside
defending.
rubble,
Okay.
outside mound, you never quite know.
Timeout.
So
I
he's a
think
little bit more
today.
tactical
Good
off of the
morning.
timeout as well, with Frost finding his intervention.
Something is
At
dead.
the same time,
Envy is
mind
play
the fact that
Sky.
having lost these rounds in a couple of
Davai,
rows,
Vice, for
GE
second
will find
Omen.
themselves
Jing is
somewhat broke.
race
Maybe
little
with a
miss.
partial investment for the
Oh
next
my
round, but
gosh. These days I've been
too
playing
worse for
Sky
wear.
a lot.
Should
As
still
you
be
guys
able
can
to
see, I don't
play
think you
around
guys
it.
can
Autumn
see.
could go for an orb. Gotta kill somewhere.
Dekat
and
itu,
that
I
could
malam
give them
tadi
a
I
strong
main juga.
post plant
I
as
tak
well.
nampak berapa.
But then again,
I menang
you're
berapa
just
kalah.
never quite certain
Oh, dia
what
dah tak kira
Paper
sebab dah
X's
hari
next
baru.
move is
Tidak.
exactly gonna be.
But last night I play also. Don't remember how many I
Time for
menang,
Paper X
many
to have a
kalah.
chat as well, of course, and I don't know what I'd be
My
saying here.
gosh, it's Predator.
Kinda
You guys know, I
just keep
pergi
it up,
masa
boys.
tu
You know,
dulu.
maybe a
Predator
couple of
League.
mishaps
Every
earlier
year
on
kawan
in this
I.
map,
Oh,
but
kita
generally
orang buat
speaking,
masa
it's
tu
looked pretty
juga.
good.
But we promote,
Ops are continuing
but
to
we
be a
promote,
problem for
I
GE.
should change the game to Valorant, right?
You sound like
Instead,
you'd make a pretty good
aduh,
dad.
apalah. Payahlah
I
just
don't even
chatting,
want to
kita
think
go
I don't know if that's a
Valorant
good thing or a bad thing at this
terus.
point.
Yeah, we're watching
enjoy
Valo.
life.
Sebab I
Yeah,
tak tahu. I
exactly.
nak
I
stream
mean-
main game tapi I don't feel like playing
Where would you rather be?
RE today.
Never know. Player's life seems pretty fun right now. Trying to play for these
Okay,
rounds.
I already
on
changed to
Raider
Valo.
Well, you fast play outside of C for both
Whoa,
teams, and
whoa,
Envy
whoa.
doubling down.
What?
But Batman have the response, and it is a quick exchange. 2 on 2 is where we'll find
way.
ourselves something. Just gonna have
You
to back away after that shot. We do
collide.
have the fast flank coming through from Forsaken.
I think. I tak
There's a
nampak.
wall though
Tapi,
to stop him in his tracks.
bro.
Something has to stay
It's
alive.
okay, they can do this, I believe.
He's heard the step.
They already entered. Yo, I want to do that
Away,
type
though.
of
Happy
smoke.
to
Hopefully
play the
I
retake.
can.
The
I want to
wall does
try
get
doing
triggered.
this smoke. Sebab bila buat
So
smoke macam ni
GE
kat
will be
orang kat
aware,
mountain,
roughly speaking,
bila
of where
defender
Forsaken
buat,
is coming from.
defender attacker buat,
Yeah, trying to keep them
diorang
interested while
orang
something
dekat
with
atas
positions
tu tak boleh tengok
elsewhere.
diorang tau kat
But in all
mountain,
that
so
time,
they can
Pat
like
continue to
masuk
push further on as well.
properly. I want to try and
It's not an
do that
ideal
type of
duel
smoke.
for Crystal. It gets a lot of damage down though onto Forsaken, and it's onto Patman again. And again and again.
Tinggal
We tell him
Batman.
he
Batman
has
is
been
the
consistent
clutch.
force for this
Dia-
GE
dia-
lineup. We
what
asked
do
for
we
some
call
clutches
it?
in the last map. Here's a chance for one until something
Let's go
says
something.
no thank you very much. Paper X will get their 5th.
Yeah, might have been on the same team
Yay!
before, brother, but not this time around. Something wanting to be the best Russian in Pacific.
Are you guys watching PRX
Operator
right now?
plays
I know
out with the
Resurgent is
Blaze Storm when
watching.
it's
But are you
needed.
guys the rest
And
of you
PaperX find
watching
themselves a pretty
PRX right
decent
now?
lead that could extend
You
it
guys
further
should.
as well. GE will be finding themselves
Go
once again with
Malaysia!
not the best economy at times, but this round was just quite the
Oh,
big explosive
damn.
exchange, as you called it.
Invade
Flashes
line
on
is
both
so good,
sides.
chat.
PaperX just continued to swing
I
out,
should
find
do
themselves
that.
at some
Hi,
kind of a
next time.
disadvantage. It was just very careful and methodical approach from Forsaken to be that big brain guy.
The aggressive
jump,
kan,
spot
blanket
out
law.
multiple
Pow
times.
pow! And then pop pop pop
Keep
pop pop
GE
pop,
on
you
their
know.
toes, and they're starting
I want
to
to try.
lose that composure a bit.
Hi,
again.
asyik malu pula.
It's been an all-out brawl,
Even.
really.
Wait, kenapa diorang berani push
Ooh,
ke
that's
depan? Maybe
really
sebab
nice from Autumn.
pro player
Sorta
jarang main
using
laju
a
kan.
timing through the smoke
So
and
bila kalau kita main
catching
biasa
Forsaken
kan
off
kau
guard.
kat orang
Their
laju masuk
advantage in
kan.
this
So
round
macam
for GE, but they are
kita nak ke
actually
depan pun
walking into
susah.
again a big setup outside of C here from Paper X.
You just never would expect Jing to be in this corner unless you clear it somehow.
Prowler's not going to go quite deep enough. I'm a bit concerned here for GE. Oh, and that's exactly
Jadi dia
why.
laju sebab
Jing
dia
for the
on
double
foot.
double and
So dia
Envy
dia
to
tak
help
ada,
out.
tak person.
And just as soon as that round starts well, GE make the incorrect call to go C.
Oh, nama dia
It's not a
Autumn.
setup that they would have been too familiar with, despite Autumn's
Hi Autumn,
correct
I know a
plays out
winter,
towards A
winter
for now.
Aspar.
Gonna have to be very careful, but it's a high-low on the other side.
Is the sound okay? I hope so. Takut sangat kan.
It's not unwinnable for
Dia
Autumn,
dapat
but it's a real tough
dah
ask, especially if
rendahkan.
there's 3 players that are now going to be set up on this line, given his position is noted. And
Wow! Wow, wow, wow.
With a
Double
flash,
wave.
something's gonna go past him.
Oh, let's
There
do
was
something.
a
Double wave.
chance. I mean, something survives on 6 HP. If
Maybe
he
sebab dia
falls there, who
blinded
knows what
tadi.
happens, but nonetheless, not to be for GE.
But what is that
3,
movement, the Autumn movement? I want to try.
Rex slowly mounting
Abe,
his way back
abe,
in this series.
abe lawa.
I mean, I gotta
My favorite fellow
apologize
team,
for
Perax.
my energy.
Yes,
and my
Perax.
laughter, but it's just the most something thing to do. Not the most tactical play, but he loves to just dive at his opponents out with a shorty like that. And even Autumn finds a bit of difficulty.
Do you guys see that? Dia punya shorty dari jauh tembak 2 bullet mati.
Now they swap it over onto A side.
Kita kalau 1-2 bullet depan dia orangnya buka pun tak tentu mati. I'm telling you guys, it's
Big attempt
always.
outside of A this time. The Rubble fight not going
Wait,
well for GE.
hello?
Something already chiming in with
Yo,
a double.
yo.
And GE just don't seem
He's
to have the answer
inside,
right here on
guys.
Lotus. Lotus, this is a very good match historically for Paper X, and we are getting that fact
Wait,
reinforced
timing,
right in front of our
Envy
eyes.
masuk. Envy ke
It really just is
siapa
an
tadi?
entire
Something ke
symphony
Envy?
orchestrated by
Cross
Alex.
each other.
You know, the whole team, everyone has
The
their part to play, and
timing,
they just
dia
continue
masuk
to
semua, orang tu keluar
on
semua,
every
masuk semua
portion
lagi
of the map,
satu.
outside of C,
What?
outside of A.
That's
And as long as
crazy,
they
man.
continue to land these shots, you know, silence.
Yeah, it's
they step out.
Envy.
Even with the round-to-round reads, you're never
Oh,
quite
that was
sure
crazy.
how you're going to be able to stop this sort of momentum, how you're going to be able to stop this
Shorty
trade.
saya rasa tak kena.
Flawless,
Shorty
and
saya
go
satu
on
hit
through
je.
again.
Satu bullet je.
3-2
Lepas tu,
split this time.
orang tu tak mati. Lagi satu bullet tu tak ke mana
Early
tah.
fight to be had this time
Dia bila
around.
lagi satu shot tu tak ke mana lagi
Again,
satu.
forward
Tak tahu
positions
ke
being
mana.
held both on A and
Wait,
on
GE
C
ni
for Paper X.
a group
A lot
mana?
of work for
India
GE to
ke
get back control of
Filipin
this
ke?
round.
Yeah, really just want to
Ingat lah.
slow things down. Work off of what you know. PaperX is going to extend at some point. Work off of the weaker utility that PaperX will find themselves with.
Yo,
Maybe
that's
close
crazy
towards the
though
B side,
tadi.
but
That
again,
was
that's
a
where
freaking
some of the bind
crazy
bits are
punya
set
ni.
up.
But I should have clipped
Kind of
that
baited them
part.
out as well.
No.
Something on the
Tak apa,
line this
nanti
time.
I ingat balik.
Connection doesn't go through.
I should write. What time?
Pressure outside of C right now here for Paper X to be concerned about. Yudotan keen for it. Try and push his way forward. Still Garden invested as well. Forsaken holding on nicely. That is a little awkward. Again for GE, they just cannot find those entries. Can't find anything apparently at this point. Quack, this seems a foregone conclusion. Paper X kind of rolling GE at this point.
Let's go.
Another one. 5 guns alive. Paper X having no problems on the defense now.
With every round like this that goes by, Frost just continues to grow gray hairs. I mean, what on earth? Just the setup. And it feels as though whatever G did previously on Breeze just doesn't seem to matter so much now.
What is Udo doing though?
Paper X
Maybe dia kena blank ke tadi.
just fiery with this sort of plays. You know, every single round they're coming down at your opponent's throats, down Patman's throat, and he's just not able to respond. Every time they tried that entry, even with the ults over on the C side, Paper X fend them off.
Oh, one way. Oh, line up dekat situ.
Last round
Menarik.
of the half here.
I tak tahu macam mana nak buat lain nak masukkan pet eye dekat dalam side.
Try to beat towards that C side. Autumn causing a bit of a ruckus over towards A, keeping at least something honest.
Oh, Udo is playing using Stinger.
Yudotan maybe having a bit of a look forward. Oh, there's just nothing in this at all for GE. Bamboozled again by Paper X. They barely even get to shoot back.
Just Autumn.
Oh, it's
baru nak masuk, orang tertembak dia masuk dalam lane Neon. That's how you counter Neon, honestly.
You can kind of see
Neon, you nampak wall dia naik, dia masuk je dalam dia punya wall. Time tu sebab dia tengah sibuk nak lari, so dia tak pegang gun. Legit. Dah berapa, nampak tak? Dia tengah wall lagi. Berapa banyak kali main dalam wall Neon dapat orang. Dapat Neon lah.
And Paper X have their own flow state. They're this comfortable. They want to go for those opening picks.
Halftime already.
Spaces at which, outside of C
sekarang main kat mana?
Pillar are so enclosed. It's the best and most smoothest Paper X that you're ever going to see. They love to play off of that. You got Envy with the flashes. You got Divine Vise with the flashes outside of C as well. And every single
I rindu tengok Valorant live like this. I pernah pergi dekat orang utama punya masa tu Predator League. Time tu I nampak the Doctor kawan Davai main lawan. Lepas tu I nampak Nabil dulu yang under Kodak. Right now I don't think he's under any agency. I'm not sure. And then like, apa nama dia orang? There's this one pro player juga. Dia pernah datang pisang game punya, pernah tengok pisang game dia tournament, dia ada master, dia ada komen. Apa ada jumpa dia dengan kawan dia tournament time tu. Macam time Predator League one utama punya tournament, I pernah nampak dia orang main juga in real life. Duduk I tengok, oh besok. And then I went to the Predator League punya dekat Mitek. Dekat Mitek tu pun ada juga. I tengok diorang. I nampak these guys, DSG punya team juga lalu depan kita orang. Macam, oh my gosh, it's DSG. Lepas tu kat situ lah nampak, tengok performance Minzy lah, menyanyi. Mati lah.
I think it might be the latter as Davai and Jing just find 2 easy entries toward A.
You're kidding me. He was on an elevated angle.
Ada orang flank.
Just incredible.
Ada orang flank.
Yeah, spike down.
Oh, they don't put anything for flanking. Sebab dia orang just fly in masuk je. This side.
Happy days at all.
You have to kind of
Oh my gosh. 3 people. No, 2 people up there. Oh, I like it.
Forsaken almost gives away his life there. Obviously, Davai does give away his life. Maybe there's still something in this one. For GE.
Hey, let's go.
On the cross,
Skeggy.
helps him out with a headshot onto Envy now.
Alamak,
The kill feed as well. Wait just a minute. GE are still coming back into the swing of things. They don't know where Jing is though, and he's pretty healthy. 1v1. Jing can't get it done. Autumn saves the day. And Global will take the second half pistol.
Last match time there's lower carrots. Dia orang ada buat watch party kat UM.
Within range.
UM ke?
Sure, but
kat UM
any round you would be happy
ni
to take
baru
right
tu
now.
kan?
The player from down
Kawan I semua tanya, I tak pergi ke? Malah lah, dia petang. Kalau dia buat pagi aku ke. Dia petang. Tapi siapa je kan buat tournament pagi macam ni.
you know, if you don't take the risk, then it doesn't really work out at all. And thankfully, Yudotan finds a shot off of it.
Ajak mocing actually kalau ada tu time tu.
And Autumn gets
Kan yang
it all the way
baru-baru ni
across the
I nak
finish
pergi
line.
tu.
And
Ada touch bunny. Oh my gosh. Talking about touch bunny, I pernah
you
jumpa
got
touch
to
bunny in
maintain
utama.
that composure all the way
Time yang
through
Predator
towards
League
the
tournament
end.
tu. Oh my gosh,
That's
she's
my
so
question as
cute.
well, but I'm just not allowed to say that.
Tapi I terlalu malu nak bercakap dengan dia. I selalu tengok dia punya stream.
Can't
Touch
lie though.
bunny.
Good start
If
there
you
on
guys
the
don't know
Pac-Man.
actually, touch bunny
Marshall.
ada voice
That's not been
acting
done just
for
yet here for GE.
this
They
one
feel like they're
cerita
back in it.
baru
Autumn
Malaysia
certainly
punya animation.
the one
Apa
that is a
yang
proponent of that, clutching the last round.
yang
Autumn
dorang
those
ni
two kills
macam
in this.
ada pocong lah
Back to
semua
four,
tapi
I'm afraid, and
animation
that
yang
starts
baru.
to,
Saya tengok apa nama dia.
oh, the
Tapi
blood
I baru
pressure a little
tengok
bit for
like
GE.
3 episode,
Hey,
2
Bryce, though,
episode. Tak
still
habis
in
lagi
this
tengok.
fight, we'll have some marshals to
You guys
play
should
with.
watch that. It's a fun apa ni show.
Something
She did very well
around the
with the
corner
voice
here.
acting.
Not landing a whole lot
Untuk
just
cerita
yet, and
What are we doing?
that is making it difficult for Paper X to have any inroads. There's obviously some damage down. Autumn wants to get
Yay,
back out
let's
to
go,
safety, but
Invi.
can't escape through the orb. 3 on
can't
3 now.
I can't believe that worked. They just dragged
Nak pergi lah yang
GE
tu. Next time lah,
into a
next time.
firefight. It's aim duels.
Next time, next
And the
time.
marshals
Kalau
kind
ada
of have
lagi
it with
kan next year ke
very careful
pergi
counter
lagi.
strafes. Oh
Bila
god.
diorang nak buat tournament like this
Oh,
again
yeah.
in Malaysia?
Something just
Actually,
getting
I
his timing
miss,
off there.
I
Crystal
rindu
hears
nak
him
buat tournament lagi.
essentially elephant feeding it around
Kinda
through
wanna
middle.
do a tournament lagi tapi
Yeah, always needing to get that spike down
tak
at the
cukup
end of the
orang
day,
dah
and that's
untuk apa
gonna be
macam
quite the advantage for GE to
urus-urus
play with.
benda.
Dark Cover's a bit of a tell though. GE on
Oh,
their
they
way
have only
back
like
towards
18
A.
seconds to plan. They need to plan
15
right
seconds.
now.
They are going to be able to challenge
Belakang
this
engkau
even
for
before the
second.
spike plan. So
No.
Crystal finishes off himself.
Yay,
Thanks
yay,
for the day in
yay.
the round. GE are back in it.
I rindu nak buat
And that's
tournament
what you
lagi.
love about
It was
this
fun.
roster. Everyone with a different
We
bit of value.
apa
And
macam
Crystal's
you
gonna
know,
prove to be
we learn
that
from
cool,
mistake lah
level-headed
dulu.
guy.
We should properly check more.
Playing off of the right
Gitu.
position,
Maybe kali ni
listening
we
for
want
audio
to do
cues,
kalau nak
working
buat
off that
tournament lagi
information
kan
very
macam
well. It almost got dicey, but thanks to this
macam
trifecta that
we should
Crystal
put
finds at the end,
macam
with
rank
Spectre,
kan. Ada certain rank
brings things
boleh
back.
main lawang orang ni certain rank. Oh
That's
my
what you would
gosh,
think,
Alex
but you have
is
to be professional.
mad.
We always do. We try.
Oh gosh, Josh should
Well,
go.
Jing just goes this time.
Nice.
And that'll be the end of Pac-Man. So immediately Paper X in on
So
the
like
offense.
lagi
They
fair
haven't
lah kalau
committed to
tournament
this
sebab masa
sequence just yet.
tournament
That's a
I
good thing. Door
feel
gets
like
opened
there's
up and
too many
that'll be a mistake for
high
Harvey.
rank
Paranoia as
player
well, pushing the extra
and
player
there's
out
like
the way.
some
Udotan is done
teams
so.
yang very new
Autumn
player
not
diorang.
quite
So
cleared, but
macam
eventually found by Jing in
you
the
know I
end.
feel bad.
Round
So
is looking
I think kalau
pretty
buat
here for
tournament
GE.
baru lagi pun kena
Just as you start to maybe have a little bit of a
kena
belief
like
in GE in the
put
second half.
like macam ada
after
distribution
that
rank
pistol.
lah macam
Rex
certain ni
bounce back straight
boleh lawan
away.
orang-orang ni.
They're
So
about to
nanti
hit double
jumpa
digits
lah
on this. Crystal does something pretty
gitu.
impressive right here.
I think we should do it like that.
Probably.
Wah, dia dah low. Macam mana itu tak
Yeah,
mati
timer's still gonna be
depan
ticking, though.
muka.
He's always gonna be concerned about, you know, what's happening at the forefront.
Pistol dah
Nothing
low.
else. It's another stack toward that steel garden.
Everyone's having a little bit of fun with it. Some murmurs across the crowd, but either way, Crystal is just way too low, and the timer always working against him. Might be able to find some extra kills, which would be
Let's go.
nice. Otherwise, you just die and get the ultimate either way. So,
Nice.
just a bit of consolation prize.
Gitu
But
dia main
nonetheless, always one of these Paper Rex rounds still W gaming style every step of the way. Just turn that dial up to an 11, and it's a full force rush
It would be
down
fun
seaside.
kalau fikirkan kerja
Continue to
dekat
check
under
towards the back as
e-sport
well, where G
punya.
unfortunately kind of
akun.
feed into
It
them.
would be fun.
And by
What
that
event?
point, it's just numbers advantage.
I mean, I pernah buat yang
With
kita
every single
tournament tu
pool being
sekali.
won out.
Lepas tu dah tak
And
ada.
that's kind of where G needs to keep their heads screwed
Tournament
on as
Fast
well.
Penguin, let's go.
We still have Pearl in the
Siapa
open
menang
prize.
dapat RM8.50 punya
Let's smoke out. We'll keep Paper X at bay, out of rubble for now. It's a good setup
punya
for
apa
GE.
ni
Happy to hold on to that
Crystal
space.
dekat game in game. Ada.
Paper X does
Dah lama
have
tak
slow
main
things
Fast
down as well,
Penguin.
though.
Cik, macam dah lama tak main.
Trying to read
Kan baru je
G's
main.
setup. Bit of a Prowler
my-
out towards A main will give no
Dia
net.
beli skin ni
The
ke?
Rebel
Ke
might
skin
be
like
somewhat more
available for
dirty.
everyone?
But at the same
Tapi-
time, this is very clear retake setup for
Ooh.
GE. Crystal has a steel guard and he's
Okay, I hate
giving
to
up so
say
much
it, but
space
I
up
don't like the
front of
skin.
C.
But
And
the skin is very
Device utility
clean
will
bila
slow things
tembak.
down a lot further. So
Legit.
Paper X
I
does
pernah
decide to step
cuba,
through. Everyone just
but
puts
I don't like
across,
the design.
unless somehow Devi on the lurk finds more damage.
It looks too,
This
I don't know. It's too
Still has G written over the round.
I mean, Paper X are out nicely. You're right in saying that this is very clearly a retake setup. Patman not even on his way just yet, but he'll have to make his way over soon.
They're all
He's
like
going
playing
down.
outside, behind. They're like
Line
retaking
forward.
the side
Forsaken wants to
instead.
take the fight to GE, and that turns out to be a mistake. Getting a little bit
They
overzealous.
pick sorang-sorang.
Defensive Steel Garden as well, that's going to push Paper X back away into the back of sight. Showstopper to
Let's
retake
go.
that space. It's nicely timed from Jing. Davai in there for one as well, but there is still at least a
what?
response from GE, and they are holding strong for now. That timer starting to tick though. Becoming a real problem for them. Davai finishes off one,
Yo,
Jing another.
GE
The
is
crossfire
throwing
established
this.
is too good this
GE
time.
is throwing.
Paper X up
They
to
pick
11,
one by
and
one
Pearl is
instead.
looking inevitable.
Yeah, no freaking way that this happens, man. Clear
What's
retake
alpha
setup
hashtag?
and Paper X still
Alpha
dismantle
hashtag
it
3. Ada lama tak
almost
tengok.
with
Yang
ease.
skin Dava
Initially,
Pakang
the
untuk
contact
Vandal
may
lah
not be
dia.
too
Dia
great,
macam
but it
skin
gives that
baru juga.
information as to
2
what G's
skin
plans
ago.
are. And at that point, Devi's wise
Ya,
to
sekarang ni kan
potential flank, takes down Pat,
Purnami
has
kan.
the steel
Before
guard,
that lagi.
and comes
Yang
back through
itu
to support
skin
his
yang
brothers in
macam
front.
tak lah. Tak tahu nak
Pearl
sebut macam
is
mana. Ni
definitely
skin ni.
where you want to look to now,
That
because
skin,
it feels as
it
though
looks
this
so
match is
ugly,
done.
but bila you tembak,
GE
it's so
fans,
clean.
give us your salty tears,
But at the same time, I
because
still hate it though.
this is going to be Paper X's to take.
Certainly seems that way. Crystal, we'll see if he has anything to say about it, but no
Nice.
connections. So he'll be rolled over.
Okay.
And
One
Davai
by
happy
one.
to take the 2-on-1.
No.
It's potentially a little bit overzealous from him, to be fair.
Davai.
Creeping up behind as well.
Oh shit.
Playing around smokes, Pat.
Yeah, looking for it. Not going to find anything.
Okay, that's one way now.
Pretty comfortable affair for Paper X in this round
Oh,
so
dia
far.
tembak melompat ah.
Pretty comfortable affair on the map, to be fair.
Dua orang
That's
flank.
every angle that Paper X is taking
Whoa.
right now. They're always so ready to shoot.
That flick tu terus ke kepala tadi.
Tavi is close to the Nightfall as well, but again,
Oh, sekejap
lock
lagi
into
kalau
this,
diorang menang
it's
map
just a
ni, they
crossfire.
will go to
Think
Pearl.
about saving,
I wanna
but
see
then
how
at
they
that
play at
point, you're
Pearl.
playing off
I
the
nak
map
tengok
with
macam
every
mana nak
step.
smoke kat Pearl. Kadang-kadang
So-
main smoker kat Pearl, I don't know how to smoke
Pick your
dekat
poison.
side.
2v1.
Yang ada tower
Is
kat
it
atas
unwinnable
tu.
for Harvey?
Oh.
Oh, with a
Dua
high-low
orang
setup
stack.
like that, you'd say probably it is.
It's gonna be like very
He's
hard
gonna go
though.
over. He's got another one here as well, but in that meanwhile,
Okay,
ooh, I
nice.
was gonna say
Thank
something
God
goes down,
they
maybe.
blinded.
Not the case this time. 12 for Paper X. One round away from closing it out and pushing us through to Pearl.
Let's
Does
go,
make it
let's
damn
go.
close. Yeah, you're thinking 5-7's really, really tough, but it is still GE, and they are going to be quite capable. Ultimates in their pockets, and they
Oh,
could
okay. Dia
still
tak tembak sambil
try to
lompat.
find
Dia
some way
just
around
spam
it,
je
but
kat
Paper X
situ. Faham?
just has been quite.
Kenapa bila I spam tak orang tak
I don't know,
kena? Even though
streamline on
dia
the
dekat
attack.
kepala.
I mean, we see so many rounds where it's like.
Wait,
flawless
Inzi is
spins,
so good. Dia punya
or
head.
just
Dari
being set
tadi
up post
kebanyakannya
plants,
headshot.
getting good reads.
Instead
Now
of
it's
badan
something
dia
for the
like asyik
operator.
one-tap orang.
Ooh,
Oh,
hang on.
nanti.
It's a better start there from Patman.
Got Patman already low.
GE are
Tak
not
ada
going to give
heal,
up this
so
fight easily.
easily can be
Does a
for
good job of
business one.
Pulling out that
If
Vice
they can
util
shoot them.
on B.
Autumn gonna be the main obstacle though. With that
Oh
pit.
sure, dia ada operator. Oh, never
A
mind.
few
I'm wrong.
opportunities here for Yutatan not being
Janganlah
converted
lawan
eventually
lagi
does
kalau
get the
tak
better of
boleh.
Davai.
Tunggulah yang lain.
Luckily, just in time to escape as well.
No. Ego
Back
pick.
onto the line with an operator,
Everyone
but misses that
today
shot.
is very ego picking. Oh
And
my god.
continuing
For a
to
second
put
keep
in
on
the
dying
work,
like that.
GE
Kan I be
slowly
Alex.
picking
Kata macam,
Paper X
ha.
apart in this round. They will not get their fanfare just yet.
Yeah. You
For a
kinda
second
like that,
keeps on
though.
dying while he's trying to
Sneaky little
smoke.
TP, you know, out in the open.
Like,
getting to
okay,
swing
last
off,
round
but
tadi
they're
tu,
always good
okay,
trades
that's his
for
fault.
GE,
Dia
but
tak nyuruk
still
dulu
some
and then smoke.
crafty plays, but at the same
Dia like
time,
in the open
Udotan
smoke.
taking
Lambat pula
that
tu dia
dual
smoke.
head
Tentu.
on, head first, setting up outside of lobby. This is that GE that
Oh,
you love to see.
shush,
This puts
please,
respect on their
just
name
end
boards,
it.
despite being down 5-12. They still have what it takes to keep going further. And it honestly inspires me as we think about what could be happening on Pearl. They did play it against RQ yesterday, and they had their time with that one. Paper X, on the other hand, also pretty strong. So always felt like this goes down to the wire, and it's very possible for GE, potentially in first history, to take that dub.
Yeah, I mean, I think no matter what the result
fight, let's wait for
is today, GE have impressed in these playoffs so far already. Taking a map off the Paper X, obviously the win yesterday.
I did it, but then I still did it. I'm like dampar. Ego,
the way that we're looking at GE
dia
right
ego
now,
seorang lelaki kan, ego seorang
they are
perempuan.
a real
Gitu.
chance. Even if they do go down to that lower bracket, I think they could make a lower bracket run for sure.
Guaranteed.
But there may not be even that requirement.
He looks like Fat Man juga.
We'll see. 6 rounds before I reach OT. I'm not truly a believer yet. Paper X kind of broke though, but it's still the Blade Storm, and they're looking to launch an assault.
Kiri, on the left, tree, not tree, door.
Yeah, the pintu already terbuka. With that door open to just set up with the scope on this line, and Paper X not going to challenge it just yet. Prowler,
oh, that's so good.
Or rather, the dog even,
There's
getting
a judge.
info.
No?
From the Seekers as well, trying to really dig out the positioning of GE on this
Ma.
side.
Oh,
Pac-Man will be deleted. 2 entries for Paper X, but the response is swift from Yudotan. He's got that overdrive on lock. A couple of missed shots from something, and Yudotan survives. Plant down.
Trying to reposition around it though. We've seen this work out so well for them before. A sudden peek, and you never know what could happen.
Timing important, I think, for Crystal in making his location known. Jing hunting with that showstopper. Hasn't found anybody behind that wall. Nicely done from GE, but they're still not able to survive. Yudotan down, something picking that one up. Envy as well, finding Autumn, and Crystal's position now known. He's been smoked off, but he's hit himself a double, keeping GE in the fight. He's got no idea where Envy is though. And that will be to his detriment. It will be the end of the match. 13-6. Paper X will finish it off and take us all the way to Pearl.
Hell of a banger. And those were the exact same positions that they all played in that pistol round. The one difference being that Paper X took a little bit more forward space this time with that showstopper, and also operator movement just really
let's go. We're going to
nonetheless, a very valiant attempt, ending with a final scoreline of 13-6. I mean, every round, especially over from that 9-3 first half, Paper Rex just
Yo, I want a right body too.
Not allowing for GE to
please, I need right body. Anyone's working for Riot, please. I want right body.
Yeah, it sort of felt like GE were just a little bit uncomfortable here on Lotus from start to end.
I'm a bit concerned about Velo too. Please,
a few 50-50 rounds that went the way of Paper X, and that's where it kind of really started to pick up the pace. I think at that point, GE maybe a little bit rattled, a little bit broken. But again, not the end of the world. Obviously, you're not necessarily expecting to knock Paper X over on their
blind also very
Pearl's still on offer here for GE. I think they've been competitive enough today to make me think that there is a chance that they can still close this series out. It's just going to be a question of whether or not they can shake off this loss, because it is a tough loss. They did get a bit battered in this map, but third map on offer. Just take it, leave it, put it in the past, go into that third map, fresh mindset, and see how you feel. And I think it might still be possible.
We've got ourselves a series going into Masters London. Of course, the finals for Vietnam for the end of stage 1. But we expected nothing less, even if our predictions were a little bit split. We know for sure this is going to be a 3-mapper series.
Yeah, I mean, Paper X, of course, you expect them to recover on one of their most played maps with a comfort comp. They've done very well there. And for GE, I mean, this is really classic GE for me. It's really down to can they adapt to their comp changes? And sometimes things don't click, and the calling is really not as strong as it is on some maps. They're an inconsistent team at times. When things click, it's very clear they're one of the best teams in Pacific, but sometimes, you know, there'll be a certain game plan where it comes from. the
He
leadership in
takut.
terms of the ideas, or whether it's the coaching
What?
staff and they try to go into the
Very
game and
is
execute
takut.
it, and it
I
doesn't
baru
quite come
perasan, I
together.
tak
But
suka.
you know, that doesn't necessarily mean that Pearl won't work well for them. It's just
Yes,
that Lotus
it
didn't
is.
quite click.
There's a
Unfortunately.
lot.
I think for
There's
me,
a
a real
lot.
story right now, we've been
I should
speaking
use
about it
this.
all year, is the experience and composure on the
Let me
side of
masuk
GE.
balik.
Now, they're one map away from, you know, the most success this organization has ever had. This is the most pressure
Yeah.
these players have felt as a
Allah
group. So
besarnya
I think it
kepala.
makes sense that now the backs are against the wall a little bit. Paper Rex are able to shine there, but this is what happens when you go to Lotus against Paper Rex. It really is their home ground. They're so well known for this
Good.
map, so
Paris
I'm
is
certainly
very
not
good
surprised to see this series
at
be going the
Lotus.
distance.
Yeah, that's
Lotus
right.
is
It was
cool. Okay,
LA
guys?
Champs and we really first saw this double duelist comp, pre-Vice, of course, and how much success they had of it and how exciting it was because they ended up getting second place in that very first run towards in Internationals champions. But at the beginning of this map, we had a little bit of doubt what was going to happen to Paper Rex. We thought maybe it could have been a 2-0.
This is the most classic Paper Rex thing of all time. You use that pistol and you win the round 2. I think this round is so important for Paper Rex as this series progresses. This is the round that settles your nerves, that has you going, okay, we're actually good enough. We can beat this team, because the round for me is the one that flips the momentum truly on its head.
Oh, 100%. It's hard to understand it unless you've been in the server, but losing an eco in a game where there's a lot of pressure on the line, it really does kind of... It's like
it's
a
a
roller
killer.
coaster of energy. You win the pistol and everyone's on a high. You're thinking, okay, we've started this game off well. Maybe we can get the 2-0. You're already starting to think like, okay, is this upset coming together? We played so well on Breeze. And then you lose that clutch on the anti-eco and your attack half starts in the dirt. It's a complete big swing of energy that, unfortunately got away from GE, and then we saw Paper Rex just do what they often do on the defensive side here.
Yeah, it was a huge make or break round for either team there, and of course Paper Rex winning that out led to a lot of success of their trap plays on defense.
Yeah, I mean, you win that round 2 and they turn it into a 9-3 defender half, and I love how they structured it. They had so many of these wonderful trap plays. You see them come towards C, GE get mowed down, and it comes down into a 2v2, which of course Paper Rex do end up winning, and then the very next round, GE come towards C again?
Yeah, they've got the first pick onto Forsaken, they've got the double control to limit information, and unfortunately, Paper X, they have the right stack, and after getting rolled on C multiple rounds in a row, GE do the logical thing of, all right, let's test out A, let's maybe try to work some rubble control, and already PRX are one step ahead. They've got a 4-man setup trap over on the A side of the map, and for another defensive round, they kind of just wipe the floor with GE, and unfortunately, that ends up in a 9-3 half that I'm not sure GE was really able to recover from.
Yeah.
And we have to talk about Patman. Yes, there's the obvious storyline there, ex-Paper Rex player and all that, but it is so notable. His performance against Paper Rex is astounding.
He's been insane in this matchup. We couldn't even include the match earlier on in the group stage as well, but he's been phenomenal against his old team there. But in map 1 and 2 today, he's been very, very slow.
Yeah, I mean, it's not just the best player on GE for Patman. Go back and look at the stats, guys. Against Paper X, Patman is the best player in the server.
Yes.
He's topping all of the stats from the players on PRX, often in series losses
Ya,
versus
the video
Paper
tak
X
nampak
against
sebab I
his old
tengah
team.
message orang
Today,
tadi.
I mean,
So dia
it's honestly
hilang.
even a bit of an
Ya,
underperformance for
lihat
him
kat
against the
sini.
rest of the field. He hasn't really been as much of a factor. We kind of mentioned on Breeze how they got it done by committee without really too much input from Patman.
Yeah.
So I think now, backs against the wall, going into Pearl, where he had a phenomenal game on the Teo the last time that Paper X and Global did play. This is where you're expecting him to come up with the goods, especially if GE are going to find a way to win this series.
Absolutely. All eyes on Patman as we head towards
Patman.
Pearl. We saw these two teams clash on it before, and
Is
Paper
it
X had
Patman
that
or Patman?
flawless 9-0 attacker half, but of course that prompted Global Esports to change their comp. We saw this was their first ever double duelist appearance.
If Ben
against
Heaven
RRQ.
Fraction
Autumn
is
on that
Sen, I want to
Phoenix.
see
So,
them play
I
at
think
Sen sebab
stylistically,
dah
this is
lama
gonna
tak
be a
nampak
very
orang main
different
kat
matchup
Sen.
from when we saw them play last.
Yeah,
time.
and it's easy to
Ada
criticize
lama
the
tak
comp
tengok
change
VCT.
for GE over on Lotus, but that's a perfect example of it working. You know,
Yes,
they changed
exactly.
their Pearl comp into RRQ.
Split
It
also
worked
the
phenomenally.
ban.
It doesn't
I want to
always
see
click
people
for
play at
GE,
Sen,
but when they
honestly.
change a comp and the game plan goes well and things click, it's phenomenal to watch. It's just about whether they can actually put it together in the server.
Now, we were having a little debate in the green room that I want to share with the audience here. You know, why PaperX ended up banning out Ascent. I mean, in my opinion, I think they should have played Ascent. Besides that, as an audience, it'd be a little bit exciting that
Yeah, it
both
would be
teams
exciting
haven't
if
prepared
it's
that much
Ascent.
for Ascent. GE as well, you know, they had to play a game yesterday, but you guys disagree with that. You think Pearl is the right pick for PaperX?
I disagree for sure. So the only way this could have shaken out is that Ascent would have been the map 3, the same as it was for GE yesterday. But PaperX are in a place where the map pool is so good for them. It's PaperX that don't want to take any risks. They want to play the most stock standard series, and they know that they've already beat this GE team once already on Pearl. I think it's more global for me that wanted to get Ascent in there.
Yeah, I mean, potentially. They played Veto Chicket with it, which is very much vintage Frost. And I think that his kind of attitude, and I think the attitude of the coaching staff is maybe they do have a good Ascent. It does help their vetoes later on, and they kind of talked about going into this series as, look, if we win it, great. We often lose against PaperX. Let's just play the best series of Valorant. So I think it's kind of a win-win for Frost either way. If it does make it in as the third map in this series, it's kind of less prep for both of these teams. And I think the more prepped, more played maps should favor PaperX being the favorites by and large and often win this matchup. But also, look, let's say they lose this matchup again, which I think most people would expect them to, based on the history in the past. You leave Ascent in the veto, that's going to potentially help GE and Frost in their later series in there, showing some willingness to play. Ascent will potentially influence the bans of some other teams that might play them down the line.
Yeah, no, that's a really fantastic point there. So I think going into Pearl will still be very exciting. And we were talking about the experience PaperX has on Pearl is immense. Of course, the Phoenix, we saw them against DFM with the Phoenix on Pearl last year. Very interesting outcome.
I love how we just we connected there.
Oh,
our brains connected. I associate Pearl with oh my god, this team is amazing, or this is the lowest moment we've ever seen from this team, and nothing in particular. Nothing in between, sorry.
But plenty of experience either way with anyway, sorry. But the Phoenix this year is looking a little bit better.
Yes, it's been very good for them so far. But I do think we've seen highs and lows from both teams on this map. For me, in a qualification game like this, map 3, it all on the line. This is where pressure is at its peak. Whoever wins this Pearl map is heading straight to Masters London, people. It's about who wants it more in the moment. It's about who is more composed.
And there you go, Global Esports will back themselves with the double duelist, the only map they're playing it on, versus PaperX playing their own double duelist comp. Neon versus the Jet. You do have Killjoy up against Vice as well. So just the choice of the duelists and Sentinels for either team.
I think Devi can do a lot of work, especially when he gets onto that defender half against Neon and Phoenix. They both have to run through that wall and the Razorvine, so it's all about who wants it more for me. The winner of this goes to Masters London.
That's right. PaperX was once known as the Misfits of Pacific, but I think that crown now goes to Global Esports, and they are this close to qualifying for Masters London. Let's send it back to our casters, Elfish Guy and Quack, for the very first Masters London qualified team.
Well, you might call them Misfits. I want to give them the title of Usurpers of the Kings, potentially. We'll have to find out whether or not that will be the case. Is it fair to say PaperX are the Kings of Pacific, though?
I think it's fair. Just given their performance throughout the group stage so far, everyone's touting them to be, best team in the world. Jinx got the highest ACS.
Yeah, and that's where maybe Kings need to be usurped. That is going to be the agenda today for Global Esports on this third and final map of the series. The last one that will decide which of these two teams will claim that first qualification spot through to London from Pacific.
Big stakes, big responsibility as well. PaperX looking to march their soldiers down, possibly into A main. Very big, juicy alt orb. In this position, we saw it yesterday. How many times did Autumn kind of push up towards that position? This time around, though, different approach. Up the guts of middle, just to be able to pivot towards either side at a moment's notice. PaperX, however, taking their time with things as well. You don't see this too often from both sides.
Yeah, PaperX just giving them absolutely nothing. There is zero info on the map right now for Global. No idea what PaperX are up to. That Prowler won't spot too much out. Patman keen to have a bit of a peek there. wisely not opting to go for the orb. I think he would have been run down had he tried, but Paper X stopped in their tracks outside of A right here. Smoke goes up and they are not keen to go through it.
Yeah, well, that's until they out. You got the out point now, and you can go all the way back into the B site, and that's exactly the game that has been played between these two teams. Map 1, masterful tempo being played by Breeze, by Global on Breeze. Map 2, just Paper X being so aggressive. Now Paper X is starting to learn to that, and they look to launch themselves down B long.
Oh, Harvey's going to need a bit of help here. He's got 5 Paper X players headed in his direction and just gets deleted straight off the bat by Envy. There was nobody there to help him out.
Tak ada line up
Yudatan's been spotted as
ke?
well in the back hall. Here comes the
Buat
flood
lah line up,
through
saya tahu
for
satu line up.
GE, and the response is quick.
Nak satu dapat.
Crystal and
Nak
Autumn
tengah panas.
finding the double each.
15 seconds.
I don't think it's possible for Davai. This is impossible, surely.
10 seconds left.
Not once your opponents have picked up a double.
The double,
Oh.
actually, as it were.
Macam itulah.
Just incredible swings
Triple
out
A.
Strawberry ice cream.
from Autumn and his teammates. Just quick, fast flood, and I think that was always G's game plan in mind. That's why they were kind of sticking or hovering around middle. As soon as they heard, all right, Javi's taking contact, let's sprint across. As soon as Paper X tried to get settled in,
memang
they
initiator
couldn't do
main.
that for too long because that swing was there.
Saya tak tahu
And
sangat
flashes
macam
and
Envy.
Crystal going across.
Sebab selama ni memang
Singapore
pandang
back hall
PRX.
as well. It's just fantastic shots.
Tak
In
belajar.
the hottest
Tak
of
tahu
zones.
macam orang lain.
Next round comes up and you've got the buys then. Paper X though. It's Davai on the Sheriff.
Got to make sure you don't drop this round though, GE. This is a similar situation to what we saw for them in the previous map. And they did kind of fumble against the second round. It's not that much of an investment, obviously, for Paper X, but a couple of good shots in here, maybe from Davai with that Sheriff. Could really be the difference maker.
Nasi lemak ustaku.
At least A main presence
Tak nak.
quite notable. Hiding around it, spotting out Paper X players, maybe finding a numbers advantage off of it, or just to hover back, get more players rotating. Paper X, they'll be happy if they at least get the spike down.
They play Astra. Both of them.
Pull that rotate over to AGE. 3 players on this site. Still something could happen. Paper X
Soalnya beza is
holding
Neon
for now.
and
Forsaken
TJ.
3 will be the benefactor of a bullet to the head, and Patman doubling down. Very much wanting to see a little bit more out of Patman in this series. That was a big narrative that was built at the start of the day and reinforced on the desk just now. Patman not necessarily missing, but hasn't been up to his usual scratch. And if he comes alive here in this third map, that could be the win con for GE.
Indubitably. You're just watching how he's able to find that information or just start to settle into his shots. And that's going to be that composure, that conversion found off of the pistol. I mean, G's always been so darn good on pistols. I think it was like, what, 5 out of, or 4 out of 5 today so far. But getting this second one just means that they can take it that extra step further.
Yep.
Paper X, though, now with the guns in, maybe starting to get that rush over onto A site.
Oh lah, sikit lagi.
Yeah, fast take outside of A, but I'm not sure they're going to be allowed into A itself.
My Bucky and a Sheriff. Shots fired across. Paper X never had any intention of selling there. It's just Javi now, and we have what is very similar to the pistol round. Still, though, what's that read from GE going to be? Javi peeks his head across, and he might...
Oi. You want to get out of there pretty quick, Smart.
Sikit lagi tadi nak jadi tu. Dia punya ni.
Yeah.
Nice. Smoked off
Tarik
as
dengan
well.
api tu. The
So
combo.
maybe some rotations brought over, and you can kind of go back to a 3-1-1 with Crystal being nearby. Still might be able to fast flood back in, and that could be bonus on the cards. Paper X, not too much utility left.
Yeah, it's another good read for GE. They've got the forces
Hi.
in this direction. Yudatan needs a big start, and he gets it onto Jing. Trouble is, Jing's still alive, and Forsaken's found a 2K on the entry. So once again, it's worked out okay for Paper X. Autumn will try to play spoiler with a curveball as he dashes his way out onto the site, but to no avail.
Oh
We'll
my
have
god.
another chance
Oh
at
my.
it, and Batman also chiming in the meanwhile. Now the 1v2 required. Autumn hit a nice flash there, but doesn't capitalize on it. Jing,
Don't
for
fight
4, 1v1.
alone,
Autumn could do it again.
Jedi.
Forsaken is in the back halls, not spotted, now seen, tap on the defuse. Time of the essence for Autumn, and cannot get it done. Too many options available to Forsaken, and Autumn can't watch them all.
And that's that difference that Paper X brings to the factor, just having that clutch gene in them. They've been in these situations before. They've had so many international appearances as well, while GE are hungry for their first. It comes down to these little minute differences. They tried the fast blood back in, but Forsaken just puts up a massive performance, being able to swing around his crosshair despite the right reads from GE. The next round comes up and they'll be able to buy back in. Outlaw could go huge. It's an A main fight for now.
Davai, not sure you want to go through that. 3 players on the other side. It's not a happy finish to the peak there for Davai. GE will be pleased with the proceedings though, but they're going to have to scramble their way back over to B.
Nasalo, semua Astra.
That was always the way they kind of struggled for the retake a little bit, but this time around, full flashes.
Dia letak satu smoke je
Just
di
no
situ.
real smokes at the moment. They could be going pretty soon, especially with Yudotan.
Should be some nice flashes out here from Autumn as well. The angles really allowing for those curveballs to do some real work. There's a fast flank coming through for Paper X as well, so GE need to be clean on this entry, and so far, it's anything but. 2 for 2 is definitely a factor, but Forsaken will come into play on that flank, bring it back to the 2 for 1. That's an early investment from Patman, which was very nearly required. In the end, it was down to the 1v1, but GE have got it done, and you can just see how important these rounds are for GE early on in this map.
Right, cement that strong lead. You're 3-1 now, and that could go off even further depending on how Paper X's economy looks, which is, to be honest, not too great. I mean, Nightfall and everything, but that kind of hurts her health, right? That's a bit of decay off of it, and it gives you confidence for the swings. And this is what G did so well. Tremendous retake, tremendous trades. Just finding that staggered approach off of initial utility. I mean, the one-way slowed them down a lot, but Yudotan just kind of sacrificed his life in for it, and then Autumn and everyone else just waterfalls off of that fact. So next round comes up now, and Paper X kind of need to take their time with things.
GE Poison waiting for this push. It's a perfect setup, and Paper X have walked right into that. They get deleted. Forsaken, the lone survivor, tries to go scurrying away, but GE will lock in a 4th. They are a 3rd of the way to London.
That's a great way to put it. Really puts things into perspective of how the rest of this could go. And it definitely sends off warning signs for the Paper X core, because we've seen rounds like this before. In fact, maybe the very exact same one, just the fact that G are playing a different composition this time. You push all the way down B long. They tried to launch that themselves in, which is a very clear trap. And Alex is causing an earthquake for us at Caceres. That's off of the coaching booth.
What are you doing?
Yeah, somebody's getting in trouble. Not sure who. Maybe it's everyone. But there's some fiery words coming through that microphone right now, and this is not how Paper X saw today going.
Just be confident. You guys can do it.
Really fault the guy. It's just one of those rounds that looks kind of puzzling to the naked eye, at least, since we're not, a part of the teams. But at least we can see for now, with the upcoming rounds, they might have thrown that one away, but you have 5 ultimates now. So many options. Well, G has to do a lot of the legwork to try and figure out what Paper X is about to do. I mean, you can go off. Oh, hang on, that's pretty weird. Couple, but yeah, double duelist.
Oh, it's a long way to come to watch Paper X lose.
Love the faith, the loyalty, and the passion from the fans.
Obviously, still early days. Paper X won't be happy down 4-1, but it is a recoverable map, that's for sure. Alex is still molding.
Neon B, I think, Atlo. Hippo, lane Molly, and Fed. Ready, guys? Yeah, 3, 2, 1. Pick. Expect for Neon there, okay? With Atlo. Let's go. Go, go, go. Molly left.
Alright, just pretty clear. Force the outlaw off of the line and set yourselves up around the site, but know that G is going to be retaking pretty darn soon, so the post-plant positions are key.
But this is the best looking round for Paper X so far. They've got in, they've got a 5-on-5 post-plant. GE completely out of the site at the moment.
Do you like Nightfall back after the lockdown?
Potentially. Lockdown certainly going to push Paper X away.
Wow, they're actually drawing them in.
There's that Nightfall as you
Nice.
expected, and Paper X capitalizing on that timing. Something is going to get detained, and he's going to be a freebie for Yudotan, but the rest of the force is still in play here for Paper X. Jing taken out and run it back, and the force is pushing their way forward here for GE. Just get the lead to defuse. Not even half just yet.
Nice.
Paper X look like they're going to walk away with the victory in
Let's
this round. It's a
go.
hefty investment from GE, but it will not go their way. So
You know one of my
good
favorite
response
things
from
to
Paper
do
X
kan,
off the
kalau
back of the
KJ
timer,
out,
but
KJ
still
out
more
tu
work
ambil
to do.
masa. You just
Definitely.
stay inside the side
But
until dia
nonetheless,
macam
still good
hujung-hujung,
calls
and then you
coming
try
up
to
from
get
Coach
out.
Alex. It's one of these where
That
it's
always
tempo game.
also.
You knew that G was going to play
I
off the
selalu
back
dapat
foot
orang macam
because
tu.
of the timeout.
Sebab
They're
they
expecting
thought like
something
everyone
big.
already
So
outside,
that's going
right?
to be a free plant for Paper X.
So they
Apart
decided
from
to
that
push
fact,
last minute though.
just waiting for
But
the
actually there's
best
someone
possible
inside still.
Nightfall timing was so big, but at the same time, Autumn is such a viable threat right now. What do you see, like 8 kills on top of everyone else? And it's just the way that he's able to set himself up in 4 positions,
Let's
set
go
off
on
the
chat.
flashes alongside Yudotan, and it makes things so dicey still for
But it
Paper
depends on
X.
situation lah.
Over the
Kalau your
next
team
round
is
and
already like
back
macam
over to
sikit
aiming
orang,
control.
janganlah. But if like all of them masih
Just
hidup
Pat,
kan.
just trying to play footsie with Paper X.
Well, I don't know if I'd want to be playing footsie with an op. This is a cheeky off angle though for Patman. And he gets what he wants. He gets even more.
Gosh, what are they
No way he should be getting
doing?
2 from there. He's going to go for a little bit more. Prowler out to see if there's anybody else. Jing around the corner here with the curveball. He's flashed himself. Oh dear. Oh,
What are they
Patman
doing?
on for
What
the
are
X.
they
This could be it. The
doing?
return of the Pat is rained on by Forsaken.
Hello, you all have
Once
utils.
more, it's
Okay,
not possible, surely.
Jing
What a round
pakai
from
util. Okay,
Patman.
it's
I
fine.
wanted the
There's
X
like anjing,
that is not to be
kucing,
still. You'll
fit
take it
also.
as GE
Use
go
it.
up to 5, and that is just individual brilliance from Patman.
I can't
Just like a pull
believe
from
it.
Astra juga.
First of all,
Use
there was
it.
an outlaw on the other side.
Why are they picking
More
one by
players try
one
and
like
swing it, or at
this,
least trade
brother?
off of it as well, but he
That's not how it
still
is,
plants a
brother.
shot. Doesn't fully dodge the flash. We could just see how locked in he is. That brings him up to that 4th. At that point, the round
They're
was
playing like I'm playing in calm.
Gives
That's
him
not
a
good.
slap on the chair there as well. This will be another timeout from Paper
That's
X.
not
They
good.
are really rattled.
They're playing like I'm playing
Really
in
would have to
calm.
be.
But this is
I
tournament,
mean,
man.
you cannot lose your composure, your heads in moments like these. It's a team that has been touted to be the best.
No,
But
Agoy.
suddenly, you know,
Wake up,
off of,
lock
you know,
in.
the scoreline,
Wait, are they in
close
Korea?
retakes from GE, and they just send themselves kind of assuming that they're able to take these fights, but you know, the trade's not going their way, and Alex is definitely incredibly nervous now. A-main control has always been quite a big factor for both sides. You give it up, and you could be looking at big ultimates on either one, so that's going to be a big plan for GE, you would assume, going into the next rounds, where Pat's going to be doing the same thing. Maybe Autumn comes in and plays around it as well, or they just kind of hover around middle, do the same thing that they did in the pistol, just being able to play it off of both sides. Meanwhile, Paper Rex, I'm just not entirely sure what the play or what the call's going to be. Their buy is not too great this round either.
Yep. Just the 3 rifles through. Might still be enough for Paper X, though. Something's got the Blade Storm ripped out as well. So he'll still be a key factor. And Dubai's been pretty nutty with the Sheriff. Trying to try and clear a bit of space out himself. I think what's important to consider here for GE as well is that this is where it really starts to feel like it gets real, right? They've, for the first time, started to play in playoffs, and you know things have been going well
For both
but
sides.
It's 5-2 now in the 3rd map, London on the line, and this is where the nerves, this is where the pressure really starts to build on even a team like GE when they're ahead. So can they keep their cool? And if they can, it looks like they can beat Paper X today. There's no doubt about that.
You know, pressure can forge diamonds, but for the other side, it could crack you as well.
Yudotan pushed away by the flash. Similarly though, Paper X slow on their entry. Something gets away with a nice one onto Yudotan, and that is the opener that Paper X have been looking for.
Yeah, quite the different approach this time. Slowly through middle, break down GE setups, and that gives them, you know, less information to work off of. GE then would be forced to try to worry about different sides a little bit more, but right now, maybe guessing correctly, Javi hears footsteps up B long. The rotations are good.
Yeah, there's a lot of players there, but the Cosmic Divide is going to cut this site in half. Nightfall slows things down for Paper X.
Oh,
Harvey
yo!
through the smoke gets himself one. Looking for more, can't do it. Davai cleans it up with the Sheriff, but time is really problematic here for Paper X. They're going to try and push that plan down. It will not be denied. Autumn with the run back through gets a little bit of room, gets a little bit of info, and GE are fighting their way back into the site. It's just Jing in the 1v3. Can't get it done. GE will have another.
This is one of those rounds to look back on. Round number 8, and it's Paper X doing the most insane thing possible. You get hit with a Nightfall, but you don't back down. In fact, you double down into the site, but GE, they just continue to fight. Being bold and outrageous with the flashes. Still, it's Autumn who leads the charge. The rest of the team to play off of it. Javi, great with the spray downs. And off of low HP, Paper X unfortunately trick it down bit by bit. This, unfortunately, it's still relatively early on, but you can only imagine what it feels like to be in Paper X's seats right now.
GE fans in the audience are counting down the rounds. 7 to go. Where is Paper X? Are they going to turn up here on Pearl?
Through middle once again.
Awkward fight, but Harvey having it handled, and substandard weaponry not doing Paper X any favors in this round.
I almost feel like I can't breathe watching some of these rounds. I mean, they tried, but this is such a smart call from Javi. You take A main as a team. And that's always going to be an extra factor. Paper X does decide to take it somehow. On A site, you always have an extra angle to work off of. Now Crystal has the entire site trapped up. And if Paper X does step through, they're always going to be working against the back foot once more. Numbers, disadvantage, maybe even health if you get hit by this Nano Swarm. Crystal's close by, and he can always go for an early pick. Meanwhile, the rest of GE, big flank. Hello?
It's a slow flank.
Yeah, but with all 4.
It's going to take a lot of time for them to get into retake position here, so it's incredibly important that Crystal does not go down. He survives against Jing and doubles down onto Envy, so that will pretty much seal the deal. Davai needs a miracle right here with the Sheriff in hand. One shot onto Crystal, but not given the chance at another. GE will go to 7.
Dapat terus ada orang last night.
Counting it down.
It's okay. I think it's because it's attacking, right? They're
gotta clock it.
Attacking kind of hard.
And with rounds like these,
but it's okay. Maybe it's okay.
Starting to think that
Defending,
Paper
they
X
gonna do
is
better.
cracking.
Paper X is like a wounded animal right now. I mean, they've used both of their timeouts. They're down 7 to 2.
Hopefully.
Where do you turn to?
I'm trying to stay
I feel like
positive.
you don't need to call anything else. There's not much else you can really do. You've tried middle, you've tried both sides. Unless you're somehow able to slow things down a lot further. Cool your jets.
Oh.
He knows. He's called both. You're just sitting back watching the team play it now.
Not that deeper, I mean.
1 mid.
I'll just take it back.
So, you kill the first guy. I flash. Mid, guys, 3 mid. Get ready.
Stopping doors, okay? Cool. I'll go with you guys. They know we have A. I'm just gonna fight you
Get ready
guys.
for them to fight.
Oh, this is so smart. Suddenly into Art, a big trap setup, and Paper X, at least they avoid it for the time being.
GE had a very good read. You could see they said there's 3 mid. Ready for the fight if it came. It didn't in the end, and now they're going to start to have a little bit of a look on that timing. Paper X, meanwhile, making their way toward B. But info is coming through thick and fast for GE, so they should be quick on the rotate. I'm not sure that they'll be quite there in time to try to defend the site, but Yutatan gets out with the fast lane. That provides a bit of space for Harvey, who instantly dies, and Autumn down as well. Paper X have found the round they've been looking for the longest of time. Oh!
And then there was Crystal, who's unfortunately another posticle. Well, you called it. They've been looking for this. And somehow, it's the fact that they do it by just sheer aggression, willpower, just bulldozing through the site. Javi slowed them down, in fact. He had the graph well, but thanks to run it back from Jing and something be able to dash past this initial setup,
Run it back is
they
the
have multiple angles,
ulti,
which
right?
completely prevents that retake from even going through. Crystal now just wants a couple more all points, maybe.
Makan dah, sorry dah. Tak cakap sangat. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I mean, a kill's a kill. You'll take it, definitely. Every little bit matters here. Half is definitely far from over. A recovery on offer for Paper X. If they can bring it back to 7-5, they'll have something to fight with in the second half. But GE still in with a chance of really just slamming that door shut on Paper X if they can pick up these last 2 rounds.
I've got to be so honest, though. Even as a Paper X fan, I'm not entirely sure. I mean, we'll try to be professional, but it's unobjectively hard to kind of predict or analyze Paper X's possible next moves. You know, what's worked for them is these, you know, sudden round calls where they just slam into sites because of the ultimates that they do have. But at round 11, you don't have that many options left. Unless you're somehow going to work off of, you know, breaking the initial trip setups that G might have, find some kind of a round reset, bait out more pieces of utility, and slowly go for an approach. But that doesn't tend to be Paper X's thing.
I like this push from GE, again being proactive on the defensive side. They take so much space outside of B. That's going to relieve all of the pressure on that B defense, and they can start to reinforce elsewhere. Unatan, though, awkward positioning will get the better of him as 2 players peak at the same time. Paper X have that opener.
And that's precisely that. G starts to get a little bit unsettled. They want that extra bit of information, but at least they still have ultimates. Automatos running back could be a big point.
Try and slow things down. Something not expecting Crystal on the off angle. That's a good recovery frag for Global. So we are back to 4-on-4, but Paper X have now got the site.
Could be a fast flood.
There's a lot of retake util ultimate abilities available for GE. There's the lockdown. Autumn catches Invis and tries to reposition. Spamming through that smoke, won't find anything either. Will run it back, but quickly a couple of picks back on from Divide. Defuse tapped. It's 2v2. There's a Cosmic Divide up that Batman will ignore.
Forsaken, oh my god.
He get on Forsaken. Divide is so far away, and the defuse being stuck. Batman will get it done. GE are up to 8.
Oh,
and it even goes down at the end. Pat. Just absolute destruction. And I cannot overstate
Davai dah dapat 2 orang kan
ni. This is so much cushion for the next half if they even end it 9-3 if possible. I mean, that the key pieces were always going to be there. Paper X tried, but unless something was somehow able to take down Crystal, this round belonged to GE.
Forsaken get on dying.
Just a lockdown, the run it back
from
through.
behind.
Even as you try to take down the fights, even though Divide was trying to set something up, just unfortunately not able to come back towards the end there. Paper X once again trudges forward through middle, but Pat wants the Nightfall.
This could be a 9-3 half for GE, particularly if Pat does get that Nightfall, which is now secured. So, pretty big ulti to hold on to here on the defense. Prowler dealt with initially.
Look at how the duelists are moving on G's side. Now instantly in range for the retake.
Side very much on offer here for Paper X as they try to push their way forward. Nightfall going to push a couple of players away. The plant should still be secured here for Paper X in just a minute. Flash around the corner, in fact. Actually, GE are going to fight for it. No plant available for Paper X. Their own Nightfall pushing GE back away. So it is just a massive exchange of util back and forth. And eventually, finally, Paper X get that plant.
Now to just hold off of it.
GE going to be quick on the retake attempt here. Starting to take their space. But they haven't found themselves a kill just yet. There's Autumn to deliver 1. Flank is coming through for Paper X as well. GE will have to move quickly here to try and move their way into Art. Forsaken has that closed down, locked in. Jing from behind, a factor that is unknown as of yet, but dealt with by Unatan, and GE go to 9. The first half is a 9-3 scoreline for GE. 4 rounds away now from London against Paper X of all teams.
A team that only dropped to, well, Gen G. Take away the N and the G, and that would be this team. Jokes aside, this is still just such a strong retake. All the utilities sent in, and Paper X's own just to afford a spike plant. At that point, GE just put the full force up onto the site. They had a turret. Crystal was watching the flank, and he had information of Jing's positioning. They weren't worried at all, although Forsaken made his best effort. This is just incredibly well played by the international team, GE, right now. And I'm not entirely sure if Paper X can even find a comeback onto the other side. And it's Paper X then on the defense. I've got question marks.
I mean, you can see how much GE are starting to believe. They're really fired up at the moment. but they've got to make sure they don't get too far ahead of themselves. Paper Eggs is still an ever-present threat, even if they've got no timeouts from Alex, even if they're down 9-3. We know how strong of a side this can be, how explosive they can be. So it ain't over until it's over. Global Esports, 4 rounds required.
Game not done. Keeping themselves locked in, already getting discussions in for the upcoming rounds, where Paper X on defense will be quite fond of pushing out. It is that Phoenix and the Jet that always will be a threat. If something gets onto an operator, if they even pick up that pistol, it could be possible.
This is going to be so frustrating for the coaches of Paper X.
They know they're in dire straits.
They can't do anything. They've just got to sit and watch.
Unless somehow Frost calls a timeout. But that might not be likely. Okay, 1-2-2 with foreign towards middle. A-main was always going to be big. Devi has a pretty shallow sheer wall alongside some thorns on the site. Buy some time.
Pistol round would be huge here for GE. It might almost seal the deal. Going to try and gamble it on an A hit. The wall is triggered. It does push GE away. The question is, will they call the cancel? And if they do, does Paper X read into that? Because right now, the full rotate pretty much has come through.
They're rotating.
No, the shot's not
Rotate
too bad.
PRX, rotate
right
go
time,
back
have
to
to clear
B.
out A main with it, or at least for something. Something has to stay alive
Dia
there.
kata jangan bagi diorang take control of
Pretty
A.
safe line for the moment.
Oh, they're going
Back
art.
in towards art. GE.
Double pump
Oh,
on
okay,
A,
they're going
or
link.
right back over
Never mind,
B.
they're going
Seems to be
mid.
the latter.
Careful call nonetheless. Does something here or anything? It doesn't seem like it. Paper X might be slow to the party here.
Paper X though, the spider sensors are tingling. They are starting to make their way over toward B. Alt Orb collected on the way by Patman.
Oh
They're
my,
into the site. There's no
they're
question about
lambat.
that. Paper X will have to play for the
They
retake.
can do this. Oh, this one like that also.
Very close.
Look at
Space being taken by GE. Ooh.
Patman down. Not a good
Ooh.
sign. Something. 2 taps, 2 kills. Exactly what you want to see for a recovery effort here for Paper X.
Okay.
That is a clean looking pistol so far. Unitán
Oh,
will try his
Oh,
best.
oh,
And his
oh,
best
oh.
is pretty damn good, but it's not good enough. So Paper X
clean
will claim the
gila
pistol
dia.
round.
Wait,
There is something in it though.
so
GE.
accurate dia.
What an incredible form. Oh my god, let's get that in slow-mo. Paper X, though, made it damn near flawless, if not for Eurotime. And that all begins with the incredible sharpshooting from something. 1, 2, and then 3. I hope this translates to more.
I hope this translates to more.
Nice retake, ball.
Alright.
Nice, Hila.
Confidence settler maybe for Paper X, but I think they're still a little bit shaky for now.
Both sides needing to stay cool and calm. Outlaw's big. But such smart calling from Javi. They smoke it off and instantly that's extra information. Now just trying to pivot back over, maybe towards middle where Batman's really close by. Sheer wall though. Extra information for Paper X. They're continuing to scout out towards it as well. Trying to set up roadblocks wherever GE ends up. But with 2 players only on towards the A side,
I don't like this skin. The Rose
Patman's gone down in middle though, so wouldn't be too big of a problem here for Paper X. Like you say, a couple of players to hold onto this side. Unitán's good for 1, but no more than that. Jing unable to deny the plan. Much of a muchness really. As far as Paper X are concerned, they get themselves that 5th. It's the routine round. The real half starts now.
Yes. Truly well and beginning with 4 rounds preserved over to boot, which you would think gives Paper X a pretty good chance, but I'm looking at what the guns are. It's 2 Spectres. Unless this is close range, if G decides to push it down B long and something whiffs, there could still be hell to pay. I mean, this one was just one where Paper X was, well, clever enough to not overheat, get the flashes in, just Eurotime trying to maybe find some sneaky shots through. But other than that, this is still where the main problem relies. Jing does have run it back, so the numbers game, it would be a huge factor. 4 on B long for Paper X.
Definitely a good setup. GE looking to head in that direction. Shots missing for something so far. So GE will be able to filter into that space relatively unscathed. Udotan
Yeah,
does
I
get
think Pearl
dropped in the
kinda like
meanwhile.
susah sila masuk.
And instantly a call to cancel. PaperX already rotating off of that fact as well.
Fast rotate though for both teams here. It doesn't look like GE is going to be beating PaperX over to A, particularly with that wall up.
Well done by Devi. Something though.
He's everywhere that he needs to be at the moment.
Yoru or not. Just incredible rotations. Now, Devi just continuing to slow it down with more utility. Everyone rotating in.
That's a full rotate for PaperX. They've read this round incredibly well.
Autumn on the run it back though.
Yeah. It's going to need to be some pretty clean entries here for GE to make up for that deficit. Goes through again, no real connection. Running back has succeeded onto Devi. There's still a chance for some more here for Autumn as well in the round as the plant does go down. And PaperX will now need to set themselves for the retake, which they don't have a whole lot of util available for. A couple of cloudbursts maybe to try to get them in and sneak away some space, but realistically speaking, it all comes down to the shots here for PaperX, and they are just not finding many so far. Harvey and Autumn good for a couple. Patmen on the alternative angle, and PaperX are not getting through this round. First gun round of the second half goes the way of GE.
It might be a standard start, but it's a terrible one for PaperX. GE double digits. PaperX not being able to strike back despite being able to preserve that many guns into this round is not a good sign. Something lands his shots, but you can definitely tell this is where pressure is starting to build up for the PaperX core. Although the shots and the reads were pristine, look at how this retake goes through. Autumn is so good with the entries, but Jing had his own run it back. He sends it, but doesn't do much off of it either. He had a place wall and everything, but just sets up close by towards side, doesn't push past the opening line, and that's where G managed to set up by stairs. Now you've got bigger guns coming back in.
Hey, Art, neon Art, guys. Hey, find Art. Can you find Jay? Yeah, flash up. Flashing. Nice bucket. They went back, guys. Care billing. They're running back to top mid. Okay, let's go, guys.
The Wind sitting on the knife's edge. They are trying to control middle to the best of their ability right now. A Judge would be pretty good, but A main, Pat is close by.
Not opting to take that peek. Cheeky peek on a cheeky timing. It would be a bold choice, particularly when you know there's likely to be an operator somewhere on the map. We can obviously tell that it's over towards B. Oh, Envy, he's going to spot. No shortage of the GE players. Not going to be a secret that GE are headed in toward A. Udotan taking that space. Plant is going to go awry for GE. The open plant, it's risky given the circumstances, and it has been punished.
Find you.
Plant trying to go down here, but GE still dealing with this retake attempt from PaperX. It's not even so much a retake from PaperX, they're just being annoying. And for GE, that is hugely problematic. It's now down to just Crystal in the 1v3 shot to start. A second, and he's on for the clutch. I don't think Jing's got this one. Oh, he's pushed away from that spike, and Crystal playing it so slowly. Another nade to go through. Jing's pushed away again. 27 HP. And surely now Crystal just has to commit to the fight. A huge 3-game and a huge moment for GE.
The patience.
Just through that round.
Fisherman.
3 versus 1.
He had multiple nano swords. Sets up an alarm bot so he knows Jing is not close by, and then goes in for the swing.
Like,
just absolutely control. You called it. PaperX were being annoying. They prevented as much as possible more positions to be set up. But down to the final 3v1, and PaperX gave him isolated duels. Unfortunate whiff, uncharacteristic whiff from something, and that affords GE up to an 11.
Well,
big
it would be like that, you know, hand clutch.
And probably his most important as well. 2 rounds required now for Global Esports. Their first time ever in playoffs in VCT Pacific, and they might be the first team to qualify for Masters London.
Flashes over, takes control of A main. It's just Devi close by once again with just a Sheriff. The rest of the team rotating over, of course.
Oh, GE looking to play proactively, looking to play confidently into this A site as well. They're slowed down by some of that defensive util, but they're still going to go. They can't see much at all. Udotan has pulled that overdrive, and he just can't do anything with it at the moment. Shots through, 2 for 2. That's not too bad for GE, but they still need to get the plant down. And there's a flank coming through for Patman as well. I think you slow this down as GE, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Patman on the wrap could make the difference in this round. One kill through, the second on offer as well. Patman for the double.
Nak jadi Alex.
That might
Nak
just
ketuk.
send GE all the way to London. Jing
I
is
mean,
on 2
there's Sing
HP.
again.
There's surely nothing he can do about it. Yudotan will finish it off.
Oh, I'm gonna lose this.
It's just so incredible.
No
Unbelievable round.
way.
Paper X tried to drag them through the mud, but Pat calms it down. Such an incredible play just to sneak through sewer towards the back. G, despite being blinded by Device Flash, still managed to clear most of the corners and finally being able to clear most of it all at the end. And now, fourth time might actually be the final damn lucky charm that GE clears Paper X within striking range of making it to London.
Put the star deep below, okay?
Yeah.
Let me scan. Ready? Ready, I take back first. Take back now. Scan. Gotta break. Gotta close, guys. Only one, I think. Trust me, only one.
Okay.
Let's go. Omega smoke. Wait, go.
Cool, calm, and collected from GE, but they know how close this is. They can taste it. Thinking about trying to take that B site. The lockdown will be invested and should push Paper X away.
Just a bit. Might give them the spike plant as well, but Paper X trying to set up their own flank. It's do or die time.
I think that's fine as far as GE are concerned. They get that plan, they get the 5-on-5. Nightfall connects onto a couple as well. You've got 1 or 2 players watching for that flank. There's really not too much to try to get you back in here as Paper X. No ultis to fall back on. This could be it for GE. All it takes is 5 more kills, and there's one of them from Harvey, the captain delivering. Now Autumn, Yudotan involved as well. Everyone getting a piece of the pie. It is done, 13-5. Hello, London. GE fighting. Global Esports is going global.
Lucky.
How many
Dia banyak
times?
show dah
First
round.
ever in
Their
org
ex.
history between the two teams. And Frost's iteration of
But I'm
GE
proud of
is the
him,
final one to be able to do it. Our first Pacific representative over
so
to
sad.
Masters
Maybe the last
London.
game.
Their first
The last
appearance,
game,
and
diorang
they
always
do it on the 13-5 scoreline.
Weh,
What on
MV
earth?
dia yang baru orang punya
Incredible
hoodie cantik
performances.
gila.
But Pat, to step back into this roster now on their final map to bring them that glory, that's just full circle.
Yeah, that is a massive from
Okay,
Global Esports. Their first time in
NT,
playoffs here at
NT.
VCT Pacific, and they are the first team from the region to qualify to Masters London. I don't know how many people believed in them. Certainly there was a large contingent of fans there for Global Esports, but I think everyone would have agreed that the favorites coming into this matchup certainly would have been Paper X, who are now down into that lower bracket and have a lot of soul searching to do to figure things out going forward here in the playoffs. Global Esports obviously not only getting that slot through to London, but also confirming themselves a slot in Ho Chi Minh as well. So it's a big, big moment for this team, and they can only go further still in the playoffs here in Pacific.
You never could know, especially with the next teams waiting in the wings as well. Paper X going down to the lower bracket. I never thought that I would have to utter those words.
I mean, GE main very teratur,
so
you
far.
know. PRS main very chaotic.
Holy cow.
Dia chaotic
This
bukan
team,
jenis chaotic macam dulu.
everyone
It's
with a
just
big
dia
part to play.
chaotic yang
Cool
diorang tak tahu
level
nak
heads,
tengok
big
mana. Orang ni
hot-headed
nak tengok
ones,
mana, orang nak
and
tengok
they're
mana.
still
Dari
able
tadi
to
lagi.
push it all
Ah,
through
betul
distance.
sangat. Diorang throw that
13-5.
round.
Autumn
That,
had his moment.
that
Zero
one
time as
round
well.
tu dia throw.
And not to forget, Crystal watching the flanks.
Pick it off,
this
pick
is
it one
just
by one.
incredibly creative with how they're working against the meta, but also how they've come in to take charge of it and make it their own with their
Okay,
composition
tak boleh
on
masuk.
support.
For Monster London.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what to say about this at this point. I am shell-shocked a little bit, you know. Paper X, obviously a big name, but still alive in the competition, down into that lower bracket. Of course, though, it is the winner's moment. We have to have a conversation here with GE. So we'll hand it down to the stage. It's Jen for the interview.
Man.
글로벌 e스포츠의 하비엘 K 선수 만나보겠습니다. 승리 축하드립니다.
Yeah.
Massive, massive.
I'm so
congrats.
sorry. It's okay. It's alright. This time. Okay, this time. I do it. Apa lah. They keep on throwing that. Ui, what is this? Apa ni? Seramnya. Should I watch? Ikutlah pula nanti nak tidur.
Projects like Noroi and Occult, though
Oh,
most of
pasal
that
movie
already
ke?
spent years. Kaiki file mouthed pain, the most deeply embedded urban legends in Japanese culture, and somehow, quietly, it became one of the most unsettling things the found footage genre has ever produced. To understand why this works, you have to understand the legend it's built on. The Kuchisake Onna, or slit-mouthed woman, is not some obscure piece of folklore that Shiraishi dug up for a screenplay. This is a figure that caused genuine mass panic in Japan in 1979.
Wait,
Schools
serious?
sent children home early, police increased patrols in certain neighborhoods, and parents walked their kids to and from school in groups. All because of a story about a woman in a surgical mask who approaches you on the street and asks a single question. Am I pretty? If you say yes, she removes the mask and reveals a mouth that has been cut open from ear to ear, and then she asks again. If you say no, she kills you, and if you say yes the second time, she cuts your face to match hers. And the worst part, the detail that made children across the country lose sleep is that she can run faster than you and there is no outrunning
I've
her.
watched
That last
this
part is
one, that
important
movie
because
kan
it's one of the
pasal
first
dia
things Shiraishi
suruh
zeroes
war.
in on. The film
That's
opens by introducing
Ah,
us to
cerita ni,
a
cerita ni.
three-person documentary crew. There's the director, Kudo, who is loud,
Apa nak tengok cerita
aggressive,
ni?
and completely
It's
fixated on
good.
turning whatever they find into a profitable DVD release.
documentary
There's
style
Ichikawa, his assistant,
fiction.
who is measured, skeptical, and clearly the more rational of the two. And then there's Tashiro, the cameraman, who mostly
Tashiro.
stays behind the lens. Kudo presents the crew with a piece of footage sent to them by two young men, Yano and Kitamura, who claim to have encountered a strange woman in their neighborhood. The footage is shaky and chaotic and hard to make out clearly, but there she is, a tall figure in a trench coat, long hair, a white mask covering her face, and she is moving disturbingly fast. The two men filming her panic and run, and the footage cuts out shortly after. Ichikawa watches this and immediately identifies the visual similarities to the Kuchisake Onna, the trench coat, the mask, the long hair, but she doesn't buy it. She thinks the woman is either someone experiencing a mental health crisis or someone deliberately dressing up to frighten people, which is a reasonable take. Kudo, on the other hand, doesn't care what she is because all he sees is a story that sells. He announces that their mission is to capture the slit-mouthed woman, and Ichikawa's face says everything it needs to. Once the crew arrives at the location from the footage, they meet Yano and Kitamura and begin recreating the events by timing themselves running the same route the masked woman ran. Even Kitamura, who claims to have been a track athlete in high school, is nowhere close to matching her speed. Side by side, the comparison is not subtle. The woman in the original footage covers the same ground in roughly half the time. Then they walk the path she would have needed to take to appear where she did in the video, a route that loops around several blocks with no shortcuts and no connecting alleyways. And the math just doesn't work because there is no way a person could have covered that distance in the time shown on camera. Ichikawa still isn't convinced and suggests that maybe there were two people dressed identically working together to stage the whole thing. The others ask the obvious follow-up. Why would anyone go through the trouble of doing that?
I don't know dekat which one video tu. I don't know which video ada bug yang bug tu je. Tengok Hello auntie. This is my clip. Okay, not this one. I'm not sure which one though. Yang ada bug. Is it this one? Oh, I think it's this one. Tunjuk. Tengok sekejap lagi keluar bug dia. Okay, I dah hit. Dia pergi naik. Tengok What is that? You guys see that? Wait, can we slow mo in VLC? Tengok macam mana nak play back? Play back. Speed slower. Tengok kita tengok slow, okay? How are you doing auntie? Okay. Okay. Clove is on the left tau. Tiba-tiba dia spawn kat situ. I caught off guard gila. I terkejut. Hello, what is happening? Dia tak ada. Tiba-tiba dia ada. Tengok. Ah, kosong. Serius kosong. Serius kosong. Lepas tu tiba-tiba. Tiba-tiba. Ada pula. Aduh. I sakit hati gila semalam main. Tiba dia ada. Tengok, that's why it's so good, Syak. Dia orang tak check sebelah sini. Dapat 2 orang. Lepas tu first punya pendala tu dapatkan dia orang. Ingat tu. Lepas punya apa tu yang stun orang tu, tarik orang yang ni, sangkut kat orang ni, dapat 2 orang. Like maybe, I don't know, maybe. Tapi I punya Valo banyak bug these days. I have audio bug. Orang tu belah kiri tapi kita like I dengar belah kanan instead. Like at some macam adalah sometimes dia dengar orang tu naik tangga tapi saya dia dekat belah tempat lain. Lepas tu bug apa lagi macam tadi bug tu. And then bila I smoke, I somehow smoke dekat tempat betul tapi dia tersmoke kat tempat lain. Kenapa I kena repair Valo macam ni. Ini I dapat ke? Ini. Oh, dapat. Tapi my aim is very inconsistent lah. Ini pula apa? Oh, ni. Tengok ni contoh macam I cakap tadi. Macam tadi PRX something main dekat dalam side even though there's like ulti KJ enemies is going on, right? Dia tak keluar side. Apa buat macam tu? I suka main macam ni sebab they will not expect you dekat mana. Like they will not expect you masih dekat dalam side. I mean some of them will expect lah but some of them will not lah macam agak macam si diorang dah lari dah. Tengok I suka main macam ni. Tengok ujung-ujung. So, I dengar dia push. I nampak kaki dia. Sebab diorang nak push ke arah sini. Ke arah art. So, dapat orang. So, lari. Nasib baik ni dekat dengan I. Gitu. Yang ni kelakar. Tengok ni tengok nanti. Ni, my mouse problem. I try to right click kan. Bila right click dia double click. So nak tukar mix punya heal dengan stun susah sikit. Ni kelakar tengok Tengok KJ kan. Semangat dia nak push. Dia boleh je nak apa ni free smoke. Tapi itulah ramai orang kan takut orang push dia juga. Bahaya siap I. In the open, I suka kalau guna sofa, I suka guna YouTube in the open. I don't know I tried to ubah. One enemy remaining. Lambat ubahnya. Habit. Oh, ini we all were like throwing gila lah. Like I kata, go knife. Semua orang nak knife juga actually. Tengok, kita orang nak knife. And then like we're showing. Tengok nasib baik. Tak ada time. Watching ada ni. Ya Allah. Kita orang teruk dah semalam. main seorang kan? Main 3 orang, 3 orang. Main dengan
Guys, just run B.
Aina and Bell. Oh tak, ni dengan Bell dengan Taiki. Okay. Dapat orang.
Pick.
Sweet. Nice.
Nice.
Sorry Felix.
Sekarang memang banyak main mid lah. Mid first.
One side.
Oh, I hack. Dapat orang. Lemau. Hacking ya.
Where mix?
One mid.
That's a bad smoke actually. But I don't know if that's a bad smoke or what. Sebab I prefer smoke like that though. Dia orang naik atas kotak. Okay, I might bait the Phoenix because I don't want to push. Nak main dalam smoke. Dia yang push. So. Tapi I dah dapat location dia orang. Spam je lah kan. Yang ni. Taiki kata, Ace. Pasal I gelabah. Bodoh gila. I gelabah. Ni sebab apa ni? Ni apa pula?
Spike planted. That's it.
Kawan.
Oh, nampak dah kan.
Orang.
Kalau nampak dia orang choose smoke.
Spike planted. That's it.
Dengar dia lalu. Aku understand. Almost is tu yang ni. I tahu dia dekat belah kanan. Tapi I takut nak swing. Almost is. Oh man, sikit lagi. Sumpah lelaki dapat ni.
Spike down B.
Ni is kot tak silap. Yelah ni is. Dua orang kat belakang. Tapi dia orang tak ada kan sangat pun. Wah. Belakang. Belakang. Kat row. Cuma kalau kat sini, if you don't know where to smoke, it's just kat sini. You need to smoke macam satu yang dekat sini kan. Kalau masuk kan, kalau korang nak push send, smoke lah atas ni, dekat rope ni. Tapi kalau korang nak push macam biasa kan, macam ni, smoke je dekat send dengan ni. Kalau ada orang dari drop macam ni, teammate ada dari drop ada. Smoke lah dekat send dengan ni. Tapi kalau boleh ke belakang lagi lah. Ni I punya smoke very bad lah. Boleh ke depan. Lepas tu, macam tu je lah. Easy je. Yang kat sini I rating. Kalau smoke tempat lain I tak rating. Yeah. But anyways. PRS dah habis main. I'm gonna go now. I'm so sad. PRS kalah. But it's okay. It's alright. I'm gonna go first. Okay? Bye guys. Good night. Kita nak buat apa malam ni? Tengoklah. But anyways, bye-bye. Good night guys. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for watching PRS with me and molding with me. I'm gonna go edit video now so I can post it on TikTok, on on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube Short. Please give it a like, okay? And repost, retweet, and share. But thank you so much.